Hey guys, this is Evan at Amped Airsoft for a product spotlight, and this week we're going to be talking about the Umarex G36C for the carbine length. This is from the Elite series, which is a step above the competition series. The OEM on this gun is by Ares, so it's a well-known brand that I'm sure you guys have dealt with before. The body on this gun is constructed of a high-quality reinforced nylon polymer, so it's really tough, and even though it's not metal, it's definitely going to take some use and abuse. You're not going to have to worry about cracking, bending, or anything like that. Another cool thing to note is that it is fully ambidextrous. The fire selector, the mag release here, as well as the charging handle itself can be actuated from either side. And lastly, there is a replica bolt catch up here in the trigger guard, which will hold the bolt back there so that you can make adjustments to the hop up freely. But with the electronic blowback that this gun has, which we'll show shortly, it's not going to be too much of a use because it will reset itself to the forward position after you fire. But it is cool that it's there, and just goes to show the level of detail on this replica, which is pretty neat. What else do we got to talk about? The rails on this gun are full metal construction, as well as the sling points up here, which you'll note are also on both sides for left and right-handed shooters. One thing that really impressed me on this gun is under the handguard. If you guys have ever seen any other G36 replicas, you're going to see some plastic sort of deal holding the inner barrel inside. But with the Umarex G36C, you'll see we got a really nice metal constructed barrel here, a barrel lug that's also steel, it appears to be at least, and a really nice replica gas piston, which once again just goes to show the level of detail on this replica. Throw the handguard back on here. Another nice thing is the pins on this. Unlike some replicas, are really easy to put in, but with the locking mechanism on them, they still stay in really well. So they're not wiggly or anything like that, but you don't have to kill yourself to get them out, which I know is a problem on some G36 replicas. So if you haven't seen the G36C, this version is the MOSFET version, which gives you the really cool feature of having both semi 2-round burst and full automatic, and this is all electronically controlled, which isn't on a whole lot of airsoft guns today. The box states this gun clocks in at about 345 FPS with a 0.2 gram pellet. Now with our tests, we did a 10-round average, and with the hop-up set for 0.2s, we had a 342.4 out of that 10-round average. So with the hop-up off, I'd imagine it'd be right at 345. So I'd say that's a pretty good a pretty accurate estimate. And obviously being under 350, it's going to be good for indoor fields and CQB fields, as 350 is typically the limit with a 0.2 gram pellet, at least for most places. So it's good to know that out of the box, this guy can go right into a CQB field without much issue. It's also worth noting that we tested the hop up. It is able to hop up to a 0.32 gram pellet right out of the box, even at 350 FPS. So it's definitely a contender for outdoor games as well. Obviously, with that consistency in shots, which we're going to post up the actual chrono results for you, they're very consistent within an 1 FPS variance, which means it's pretty accurate too, even with the shorter 10-inch barrel. And also, if you're planning on playing outdoor and you're a little worried about your FPS being too low to compete with some of the other guys, don't worry, because the G36 has a really awesome quick change spring. And how you do that is, I'm going to struggle through this a little bit, bear with me, is removing the rear body pin here, which once again slides out pretty easily, all things considered. Going to remove that pin. Oh, and did it for me. This little blocker pops out here, and you have a spring as well that you can bring out. And then this exposes the back of the spring guide on the G36C's gearbox, which is a version 3. With a big flathead screwdriver, you can simply twist that out. that'll pop out your AEG spring. You can put in a higher power spring, something around like an M120, if you're looking to achieve about 400 FPS with a 0.2, which typically is a decent outdoor limit. Pop that back in there and simply reassemble to be back up to that power. And obviously you can undo that and put the original spring in to get down to CQB limits again. And once again, this is really easy to put back together. You simply drop the spring in here. The spring guide kind of goes through the center there. And watch me eat my own foot. Hey, it worked that time. Pop the little thumb tab back in there, body pin through the back, and that's all there is to it. Close the stock, and you're fully operational with whatever spring you choose. So it's that simple to go from 350 to an outdoor limit in literally under 5 minutes. So some final features and points we'd like to go over on the Umarex G36C are, obviously we showed the 10-inch barrel already, which is a metal construction, it's very nice. The muzzle, however, is a 14mm clockwise thread, which is different than most airsoft rifles, which are counterclockwise. I believe G&P and a few others, very few guns, use a clockwise thread. So just be aware of that if you're going to go with a barrel extension or a different muzzle or something of the sort, that this is a clockwise thread, and you want to plan accordingly. Obviously, this is a version 3 gearbox, being a G36C. This is Tokamarui spec to the best of my knowledge. It utilizes a high torque short type motor, and it also has a Tokamarui spec magwell, meaning if you want to pick up extra mags for this gun, mid caps or such, they're compatible with the original Tokamarui stuff. So if you already have some laying around, no need to go out of your way and buy special magazines for this gun, as you can utilize the ones you already have. You'll also notice, like most G36s, it has the links on the mag to link them together to make ready mags without any additional hardware, which is pretty cool. So yeah, in conclusion, the Umarex G36C is a really well-built gun for the price. It is just under $250, which makes it a great competitor on the market to some guns like the G&G SR series. And if you want something a little bit different that you don't see out on the field every day, this isn't your average run-of-the-mill M4. So if you're looking for something a little different that can do both indoor and outdoor and switch between the two rather seamlessly, I definitely recommend checking out the Umarex G36C. So this has been Evan with Amped Airsoft for a product spotlight. And leave a comment below. Let us know what you guys would like to see gone over. And this isn't just limited to AEGs. This could be pieces of gear, accessories, you name it. We're going to try to do some more in-depth reviews of different products. So let us know what you guys want to see. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.